Guys, what is up? Mike D here from Second Form Strength. Don't know what my hands are doing, but there we go. By the way, if anyone's wondering, this red stuff I have, it is psoriasis. I've had it since I was 9. So, just in case you're wondering, because I have gotten questions. So, I wanted to make a video today. If you are just tuning in, or this is the first video you've seen of mine, I will give you a very quick breakdown of why I kind of made this channel and my journey. And then I want to just finish the video with an example of something I did today that made me realize something that could help you guys watching. Okay, so let me start. So my name's Mike. I'm 31 from Australia. I'm not going to give you my whole life story in this video, but I will say that about a year ago, I was very lost spiritually. I was just very lost in general, really. But, back then I wouldn't have thought it was spiritually. I was very much a person that whenever I would see people talk about spiritual energy and all this kind of stuff, I didn't think it was all woo-woo, but a big part of me was like, not even based in reality. That was my problem. That's why I was so depressed, why I was so, I was a lot heavier back then as well. And that is kind of the reason why I started this channel, right? So as you can see now, I'm in decent shape, pretty good shape. But a year ago, I was about 22 kilos heavier. My skin was just a mess. My psoriasis was way worse than it is, if you can believe that. This is actually good. This is without much treatment. This is just me eating clean diet. But anyway, my skin was bad. I was fat. I was miserable. I felt like my relationship with my girlfriend was crumbling. We were having lots and lots and lots of arguments. And I didn't know why. Because, I think I did know why, but, I was doing everything that everybody else does, working a job that I fucking hated. I didn't hate the job role itself. I did cleaning. This was a year ago. I've done many jobs, but I didn't hate the cleaning job that I was doing a year ago. I cleaned in a supermarket, I cleaned toilets and all that. But I should say that I really fucking started to hate the environment and the people and the negative energy that was being propagated by those people. I'm a very hard worker when I work at something. When I'm doing something, I'm giving it my all. I'm paying attention. I'm doing it to the best of my ability. Unfortunately, when you're that type of person in a company, as most of you guys watching probably know, there's a lot of people that do shit all at their jobs and just earn a paycheck. And no hate on those people, but as someone that actually wants to give their all in a task because they want to be present in life in general, which is what I think I was always struggling with throughout my whole life, is just the act of trying to be... I wanted to be more present. And I felt like all the social media, all the vices I had very, very bad cam side addiction since I've been 17, spent probably tens of thousands of dollars on that stuff. Porn addiction. I was smoking weed way too much. Caveat on this, I still smoke. I'm taking a bit of a break at the moment, but it's only on weekends. But, well, that's what I'm getting to. But, the past, before that, it was excessive. And the biggest thing for me, right, the weed was, it didn't really change too much. It was something that was probably the least of my bad habits, right? But the real big thing was the porn and the fact that I was just eating a bunch of shit food. My diet was terrible. Just takeaway 3 times out of a week. And I realized that it was because I was unhappy with who I was. I didn't love myself. This is why I was seeking validation on the campsites through the porn. I think it's why a lot of us dudes and girls, you know, we seek validation on this social media, on this internet, seeing these images, whether it's porn, whether it's Instagram, whatever it is, right? To an extent, YouTube, but I think that YouTube's one of the better ones because it's actually long form. It doesn't fucking rot your brain. You're not just there looking at fucking 10-second videos of cats in fucking AI doing weird dances and shit, although they can be funny. But it's fucking brain rot. It's really not good for us. There have been numerous studies out that have shown that, you know, the social media actually makes you dumber, less intelligent, right? So a year ago, I had all these things going on. I was embroiled in this web of debauchery. Is that how you say it? Debauchery. I was entangled in a web of debauchery and just loose morals and hating myself, trying to convince myself I liked my body when in reality I was fat and I just didn't want to admit it because I had like big shoulders. I was like, oh yeah, well, I don't look fat if I keep my shirt on. But then when I took my clothes off, I just didn't like how I looked. And for me, my self-image, like, I very much love exercise and doing all those things. I just always have been a very restless person with my energy. And so in my head, the version of me is very energetic, full of life, and has a really honed body, right? Is physically capable. But I wasn't honest with myself, and I wasn't actually living up to what was in my head. So I made the decision about what are we in now? It's July. About 10 months ago, let's say. It was in about late, or could have even been less than that. Let's say 9 months ago. It was about October. Start of October, end of September. I decided, okay, I'm actually going to lose the weight. And I'll be honest, like, part of me didn't think I could do it. But anyway, long story short, I achieved it. I ended up hiring a coach, and he eventually got me to the point where I got to about nearly 10% body fat, 11% body fat. And yeah, you know, you can go look back at some of the vids in there, but I was in fucking good shape. And the best shape I've ever been in. And as soon as that happened, man, people started looking at me differently, treating me differently. The amount of looks and interactions I'd get with women, and I'm in a relationship, so this didn't matter, but I just noticed, like in men too, just the difference. And I also got some negative thing, a lot of, and this is just true, unless you've been in bad shape and then gotten in like good top shape, like 15 to 10% body fat, you don't actually realize that there's a lot of dudes that will just fucking give you dirty looks and just fucking put out this really negative energy. And as I got leaner, I started to pick up on these energies more. And I actually looked it up, and there's actually a scientific reason for this. Apparently, when you lose more body fat, it signals to your body that there's more blood flow to your brain and all this kind of stuff. It's crazy, but go look it up. I can't explain the whole thing, but essentially when you're losing the visceral fat, that's stopping a certain amount of blood flow and oxygen going throughout your body. You're essentially clearing the connection between your mind and your body. It's becoming more connected. Everything is. And it really does make sense. You know, most people in society just won't understand this because they'll never get there. Most people are fat. Most people are eating shit diets. Most people are on fucking social media doing all this. No hate to those people, but I really do think like this is a losing game if you stay in that lane. But anyway, so I realized that I lost the weight. And then it was at that moment that I was still working my cleaning job, and losing the weight made me perform even better at my job. I was more conscious. I had more energy. I was doing more stuff. I was already good at my job, but this was like another step up. And I thought, oh, well, this will make things easier for me. Like, I'm better at my job. Things can get done quicker. I'm not as stressed, like, in general in my life. Like, work will just become easier. But it didn't. People started looking at me and going, oh, well, look at this dude. He's doing everything. Like my manager was like, okay, well, oh, you can do a bit more. And my manager, no offense to him, was very fat, overweight, nice guy, but his energy just felt fucking like very low vibration, very low energy. And because of that, he would get me to do shit like, oh, Mike, you finished you're coming in the morning. I would work 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., 5 days a week. And he would come in most days at like 11, 12. Sometimes he'd stay for 2 hours and then fuck off, and I wouldn't see him. You know, I'm sure this is typical of a lot of managers. I'm sure you guys watching, you've been in similar positions. And old Michael, who, you know, didn't have any respect for himself, was giving into his vices, had no backbone, had no belief that he could actually make a life that he wanted to live, had the belief that you need money, otherwise you're fucked and you're doomed. You need backup plans. The Michael who would consistently just watch so much YouTube videos that his own thoughts would be fucking gone, and it would just be replaced by all these other people's thoughts who I never will even meet. The thing is, guys, most of you on social media watching all the self-help videos, especially the bigger creators that are just trying to sell you courses, they've made their money. They've gotten their part. They're just trying to get more. If they really wanted to help, they'd have a certain amount of money. They'd say, all right, the courses are done now. I just want to make videos because I want to make it. But a lot of them still want to make money. People are, I won't say everybody's greedy, but money, the more and more money you get, I truly believe, like, it's just more and more greed. Like, there's never an end to it, right? And so anyway, I realized all this stuff. And I started to see my manager, because I was doing more work and getting better at my job, actually, I was getting more shit put on me. So it got to the point where my manager would just be slacking off. He wasn't doing his work. Keep in mind, he's getting paid nearly double what I get paid an hour. Or I think it was at least $17 more than I get paid an hour. He's getting paid a lot more. And he was doing shit all. I was doing majority of the work. And I was the only one on the team that was a full-time worker. So even all the rest of the team were slacking. And because I actually take pride in my job and cleaning toilets, like, man, the amount of times that toilets wouldn't be clean, people would just leave, like other cleaners wouldn't do their job and I'd come in the next morning. There were plenty of times where my manager would send me a message at 10 p.m. at night and go, hey, Mike, I didn't finish everything tonight. So when you get in the morning, I just need you to take out that rubbish and everything that I didn't get done, and then you can go do your morning clean. And then if something wasn't done that day, because I had to do extra shit for him to make up for his shit, he would sometimes come in and go, why wasn't this done? Or, oh no, I've got, and his thing would always be, I'm getting pressure from the top, right? And it was a fucking hierarchy. And I just saw it, and I've always felt like this, but I think I was too much of a bitch boy, and I was suppressing that inner beast, that inner, how do I say it, that, I'm sure you guys can understand what I'm saying if you can relate. There's that voice that knows, like, we're not meant to be here. Like, you can do so much better. But it's very hard to trust that voice if you haven't proven to yourself that you can make what's in your mind, your spiritual and emotional energy, project out into the real world. And I might make some more videos going in depth on that concept of your mental, emotional, and spiritual centers, creating a printout, and that's your reality. That's what your life is. Really, it all starts in the head. Like, you'll hear people say this, but like, as someone that's been through the actual process, it really fucking does. So if you've never given yourself proof that you can achieve anything that you yourself, not influenced by anyone else, actually wanted, and for me it was getting to 10% body fat and like getting abs, getting clean cuts, 6-pack abs, not for vanity reasons, just because I wanted to prove to myself I could get in that shape. It was about the man I had to become to get into that shape, right? And as soon as I did that, all those limiting beliefs, all those things that were holding me back and stopping me from taking massive action, were starting to dissipate. And it felt really uncomfortable because I was like, fuck, I am going to quit this job and I'm not going to wait like other people would and say, do a backup, because that's just not who I am, right? And before I would have gone, oh, but other people say it's smart. So, man, the more I go through this life, guys, the more I'm learning. Follow your own path. And if you fuck up, if you trust in yourself, you'll figure it out. If you start listening to other people's opinions and taking, like, you can listen, but if you start taking it on board and actually letting it influence your actions, that's when you lose. That's when you lose. And so, yeah, I realized all this, right? And it got to the point, you know, we had some stuff happen at work. Long story short, I pretty much told my manager, once I got to that 10% mark, it was maybe a week after that, you know, my coach said, great job. He sent me the shirt. I was so happy. And I was like, you know what? That was step one. Step two, I don't want to be working a job. I don't want to be working for anyone anymore. And it was scary because I'm in debt. Like, I don't have savings. I'm not like a guy who's like thought this out, but I am a guy who's fucking listening to his inner voice and is not afraid. I'm not letting fear rule me. And a lot of people let fear rule them. And this is why you'll see people with tons of cash. They'll have everything external that you think would make you happy, but they're fucking fat. They look miserable. I see it. I see plenty of dudes in suits just walking fucking head down, just stressed, man. And I feel for them because it's like, these guys are infinitely richer than I am. And this is what I'll lead into at the end of this video, right? So I made that decision. And, you know, it was hard, but, you know, I had family members and whatever. They were, I was fortunate enough to have them lend me some money to help with rent for the first week or two. And I owe all this money back. Like I said to them, this isn't you give me money and I never pay it back. It's like, I've got this written down. You're going to get your money back. But it's family. I made sure it was only people who I'm always around. It's not someone who I'm going to do a runner on. I wouldn't do that, right? But I was always scared to ask family because I thought people would judge me negatively for wanting to do what I wanted to do. But I got rid of that fear and I had to just fucking ask. And you know what? There'll probably be people saying, oh, well, you just fucking asked your family for money. Look, who cares? This is the point I'm making, guys. Everyone's going to have an opinion. At the end of the day, opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one and they all stink. You've got to listen and follow your own path because we all die alone. And this isn't to be upsetting, but I think really people are like distracting themselves too much from that fact. And that's why most people aren't living lives they want to live. So this is what I'll end the video with, right? Since that time, I have not been, I've been paying rent and I've been surviving, which is great. But I'm still struggling hard financially, right? And today I needed some money for groceries. And I do Uber Eats to make my money, but I haven't been doing Uber Eats shift lately because I'm focusing on doing more drawing, which is something I also do. And really, I'm building up my own internal businesses to eventually make money from. Not a lot, just enough money to survive. I don't even want 10K a month. I'm designing my life in a way that I don't need much money to live, because really the things that make me happy are exercise, eating clean, with the occasional fucking, you know, pizzas and stuff like that. Like, not eating super, but I eat pretty much 90% whole foods now. And just spending time with family. And I have my little PS2 game collection that I have in my retro, and that's all I need to be happy, man. That's all I need. And it's fucking awesome to realize that. Like, you don't understand, guys. I am, like, if you looked at my bank account and everything, you'd be like, what the fuck are you happy about, man? But it's like, dude, I'm in great shape. I'm 31. Most people my age, yeah, they have more money, but they have so much stress. And I don't have kids because it's a conscious choice I made. I have a girlfriend. We live together at the moment, you know. She's overseas in China visiting family. But and that's it. And I have a close-knit family that I love. And that's all I ever needed. But I let everybody else on social media and everything tell me, oh, you need this, you need to make more money, more, upgrade. How many people are fucking happy though, right? Not a lot now. With all the advances we've made, with all the external pleasures that we've brought upon ourselves, you'd think it would have made us that much happier, right? Now, I won't say that you, like, obviously you need money to survive in this society, but I'm saying a lot of people need a lot less than they think. And so I'll give you an example, and I'll end the video with this example. So I needed to trade in some of my PS2 games to get some money for groceries today. And before, I was really reluctant to let go of some of my PS2. I had a lot, to be fair. I had a fair bit of PS2 games and PS3. I had like over 70 PS3 games. But I never played them. And I never played my PS3. And I needed the money for food, because food is more important than that external stuff. It's nourishing my body and my spirit, right? And keeping me alive. And so I said, okay, well, I can just trade in some games, get $20. And that's what I did today. I traded in a few games, got $22. And old Michael would have went, oh, $22 for that shit. And yeah, I could have gotten more. But at the same time, I just felt this. When I went and got the groceries, I got my milk, which I'm having my coffee now. And I just got the things I needed. I didn't get any more. I'm just learning that the more I'm subtracting out of my life externally, and don't get me wrong, I've kept some PS2. I still love playing PS2, but I've only kept the games I actually played. Same with PS3. I got rid of all the shit I didn't need. And I think that's a great metaphor for life in general, guys. Like, if there's one thing you can take away from this video, subtraction from your life adds so much. You would think that subtracting would make you less, but at least in my opinion and from my experience, subtraction has made me more. It's made me feel more. It's made me be more. And to end it, like I said, my relationship with my girlfriend was bad before. I thought me quitting my job and all that, you know, my girlfriend's very well off financially, a lot better than me. But I thought quitting all that because of that reason would make her just break up with me. But I was willing to do that because I just needed to follow what was in my heart. And it was like, well, our relationship was crap anyway. So either this is going to be the catalyst that ends it, or it's going to be the catalyst that makes our relationship stronger. And I'm happy to say that our relationship is so much stronger now. We had some arguments at first, but we've had so many deep talks, and we just understand each other better now. And obviously she loves that I'm in a lot better shape now too. Like, guys, just start subtracting shit. Social media, companies, all these rich cunts online have convinced you need more to be happy. You do not. If you have yourself, if you have some family, you know, you have enough money to keep a roof over your head and food in your belly, that's enough. People don't want to hear that though, because they're like, what? No, but then what I'm doing is... Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. Some people love the thrill of earning more money. I mean, all the power, more power to you. But for me, nah. So yeah, that's the video. I don't know what I'll title it. Maybe I'll title it Subtraction. Subtraction from your life will add so much to your spirit. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the next video. Love, blessings, and peace to you all. Peace.